All right, welcome to The Explainer. I'm stepping in today as your expert business advisor because we are going to completely demystify modern online business. Look, if you've ever been curious about launching a store without the massive headache of holding inventory or dealing with logistics, you're in the exact right spot. We're breaking down a step-by-step masterclass straight from the source material to get you off the ground and launched.
Okay, let's dive into this. You know that whole build a business while you sleep promise of the internet? Generating income around the clock? It's literally the dream, right? But actually getting there means cutting through a ton of noise. So today, we're focusing purely on building a digital storefront using incredibly smart, lean, and highly effective modern tactics. So what exactly is this model? It's dropshipping. Basically, you're the ultimate digital middleman. You build the storefront, you curate the products, but, and this is absolutely crucial, you never actually touch the inventory yourself. When someone buys from you, that order goes straight to a supplier, and they pack and ship it directly to your customer. Your main gig? Find the products, market them like crazy, and make the sale. Here's the roadmap for today's explainer. We're hitting the startup checklist, finding a home run product, the essential tool stack, launching modern ad campaigns, and finally, scaling with scientific methods.
All right, Phase 1, the Dropshipping Startup Checklist.
Think of this as your foundational framework. You absolutely gotta get this right before making a single sale. Our sources lay out 4 non-negotiable steps for a modern launch. Number 1, set up a professional storefront. Make it look so trustworthy that people assume a massive team built it. Number 2, pick a home run product with killer margins. 3, market it using modern ad methods. Skip the outdated stuff like traditional Facebook ads, seriously. And 4, optimize and repeat the whole thing scientifically.
Moving right along to Phase 2, finding a home run product.
This right here, it's arguably the single most important decision of the entire process. Listen, you don't have to just guess what people want to buy. The data is literally sitting right there for us. A massive pro tip from the sources is to hit up the TikTok Creative Center. You can actually filter top-performing ads by conversions to see exactly what's selling right now. But, quick warning, avoid those absolute top-reach products. If literally everyone is seeing it, it's way too saturated and competitive for a beginner. You gotta dig a little deeper.
Which brings us to where you should be looking. Obsessive niches. Broad markets are brutal, but high-growth, obsessive niches, we're talking things like highly specialized indoor gardening setups or maybe high-tech ergonomic home office gear. Those are absolute gold mines. And why is that? Well, people in these niches usually have high disposable income and they are incredibly passionate about solving very specific pain points for their hobbies or lifestyles.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the actual math behind a winning product. Let's say you pick a smart posture corrector for that home office niche. Through a sourcing partner, the product itself is, say, $6. Toss in another $6 for fast shipping to the customer, and your total cost is exactly $12.68. But because it's a highly desirable niche item, you can retail it for $34.95. That leaves you with a really healthy gross profit margin of over $22 a pop. That covers your marketing and puts actual cash in your pocket. That is your home run.
Okay, Phase 3, the essential tool stack.
So we know what to sell, right? Now you need the operations to run this whole thing smoothly and ideally automatically. You really only need a lean stack of 3 core platforms. First, Shopify. That's your digital storefront, the central hub. Second is Zendrop. It hooks directly into Shopify to automate your product sourcing, and honestly, this is huge. It gives you much faster stateside shipping times so customers aren't waiting weeks for their stuff. And third, Omnisend, which is just a powerhouse for customer retargeting and email automation.
Speaking of Omnisend, here is an exact strategy you need to implement on day 1. It's a 3-step automated abandoned cart workflow. Picture this. A customer puts that smart posture corrector in their cart but bounces before paying. Well, the system waits an hour, then shoots them a gentle reminder email. If they still don't buy, it waits a bit, tries again, still nothing, boom. On the 3rd email, it hits them with a 10% discount code. This whole sequence runs in the background 24/7, catching lost sales and directly boosting your bottom line with 0 extra effort from you.
Let's jump into Phase 4, launching modern ad campaigns.
Operations are locked in. Now, getting eyeballs on your product is the whole game. Look, the days of static, boring banner ads, totally over. Right now, short-form video on platforms like TikTok is king. But to convert a scroller into a buyer, your video needs a very specific anatomy. Step 1, you absolutely have to deliver a captivating hook in the very first sentence to stop the scroll. Step 2,
Pivot right into a story that highlights their exact pain point, like, crippling lower back pain after working from the kitchen table all day. And step 3, don't just sit there hoping they'll buy. Hit them with a clear, direct call to action telling them exactly where to click.
Now, you might be sitting there wondering, how do I actually get these videos? Good news, you don't need expensive camera gear. There are 3 super cost-effective options here. 1, send your product to micro-influencers for free in exchange for a review video. 2, hit up gig platforms and hire UGC, that's user-generated content creators. Or 3, honestly, just film it yourself with your phone and edit it in a free app like CapCut. Authenticity converts way better than those highly polished, corporate-looking ads anyway.
Which brings us to the final piece, Phase 5, Scaling with Scientific Methods. This is the absolute secret to turning a few random sales into actual long-term profit. So the crucial point is this number right here, 10 to 12. Before you drop a single dime on paid advertising, you need to create 10 to 12 distinctly different video ads. Post every single one of them for free, totally organically, on your brand's TikTok page.
Why do it this way? Because it lets you use the scientific method. By posting organically, you're essentially using the algorithm as a free testing ground. You're hunting for the high-view outliers, those 2 or 3 videos that just naturally grabbed more attention than the rest. Once you spot those winners, you isolate the variables, A/B test them by making tiny tweaks, and only then do you put your paid ad budget behind them.
I really want you to take this quote from the source material to heart. More money will not make your ad better. Iterate and A/B test everything. Literally, throwing cash at a terrible video is not going to miraculously make people buy your stuff. Data-driven optimization is the real secret sauce here. Let the data tell you what's working, refine it, and then scale it to the moon.
So, we've covered the entire blueprint today, from building that trustworthy storefront and uncovering those obsessive niches, to locking in your tool stack, launching modern ads, and scaling scientifically. You've got the expert checklist now, so I'll leave you with this final thought. What high-growth niche are you going to research first? The data and the tools are just sitting there waiting for you. Get out there and start building.